No.
Throat's really scratchy from being out there. Well, then we're gonna have to use your phone. Oh, there's my phone.
I think we're live. Oh, we're live right now?
Yeah.
I had no idea. Thought you were just looking for your phone.
Oh, see, it's green light.
We were live. I didn't even know. La 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 la.
Yeah, live on custom streaming.
Sweet. Well, welcome to Ice Cream Sundays with Nougats of Truth. We are your hosts. My name is Rose of Live by Design. This is my partner, Marita, from the Path of Ish. Really? Ish. You've been walking the Path of Ish for your whole life. We could talk about that for a whole hour, but instead we're going to do Ice Cream Sundays, which is...
What's going on?
I don't know. Ice Cream Sundays is a live that we've been doing for approximately 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy, 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Has it really been 2 years? Yeah.
Patience today, because my
we've been doing this live for approximately 2 years,
and
or a year. I'm confused. Has it been 2 years?
Yeah, it's been 2 years.
Wow. Okay, that's crazy. That's really crazy. Okay, so 2 years ago, we started this wacky live thing, doing single card readings and ice cream chakra clearings. That's really how this whole live started, was around Marita's idea that came in a dream of using ice cream flavors to do energetic distance healing work instead of just using lights and colors, and you'll feel a warm yellow glow, right? Instead, we use ice cream flavors, and you don't have to eat the ice cream. It's not about that. It's just about activating more of your senses. It's about using more of your humanity to clear the caca, as our good friend Marita says. So, welcome if you are new. If you're coming back, welcome back. We would love to know where you are tuning in from. Tuning in. That's such an old school phrase. I love it. So let us know in the comments if you're here. Let us know where you're tuning in from, where you're watching from. Newbie, first time commenter, long time watcher. You know what I mean. You know who you are too. We get messages about that. This live has changed shape a little bit. So while Marita shares, we would super appreciate it if you can share us as well, wherever you think is appropriate. Like, we don't need you to share places where you're just going to be spamming people who are like, we don't want to see those queer crazies. We want it to be shared places where somebody might get something beneficial that they need to hear today. And the truth is, we never know where those messages are going to come from. It's so important to keep your eyes and your ears open for the signals that the universe sends to you. So, how we run this live. As I said, we have single card readings and we have ice cream chakra clearings. To get on the list for that, we actually do a drawing. We do a random drawing partway through our live. So if you want to get your name in the hat for the drawing, what we will need from you is to put in the comments. First of all, let us know, do you want a card or a clearing? Second of all, in that same comment, let us know, if it's a card, what is your question? And we ask you to put down a focused question. We're not like, tell me about what's, going on in my relationships in the future. Tell me if I'm on the right path. Give me any guidance I need. We want you to be way more specific. Think of a really good question. If there's one thing you could ask the universe right now, specific, like, should me and my partner stay together? I started a new business, but I'm having some stress about it. And I'm wondering if it's like I should take on part-time work to support it, or I should just, commit 100% to the business. Great level of specificity for those questions. Okay. And then the final thing you're going to put is permission granted. So card or clearing. If it's a clearing, you don't have to ask a question. And then permission granted, all in the same comment. We're going to take down everybody's names.
Veda, the last thing that you have to do, you asked for a card, you gave us permission, and you have to give that specific topic, right? What is that specific ask? And this is just to get you focused as well, you know, to be able to receive, you know. The way that we can think about it is, you know, when people get married and they toss the bouquet, and there's this mosh pit of people trying to get the bouquet. If you don't pay attention to where that person's going to toss the bouquet, you're not going to get the bouquet. The reason I'm saying that is because I've caught a lot of bouquets in my life because I come from sports and playing sports very young. And so I just see how they're going, and I just automatically go into catcher mode.
So how does this metaphor connect to
be
asking
focused?
a specific...
Catch the bouquet. You got to know where they're going to throw it.
Okay, so be focused in your question. Give the universe something to aim the bouquet at, is what Marita's saying, I think. Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah.
That metaphor was a little out of left field. Anyway, welcome, welcome, welcome. For those of you just hopping on, welcome to new folks. Again, would love to know, where are you watching from? Where are you in the world? We've had folks from every continent.
A lot of New Zealanders.
Point.
Hello.
Hi. So good to see all of you. Welcome back. Welcome, newbies.
Hello, Lynn. Hello, January. January, we'll put you on here.
So to start with, while Marita is putting names on the list, while you are making your requests, because we will add you into the hat for a random drawing. The hat is actually my phone. I use a randomizer. We will draw 3 people.
Kyoto relations.
Hi, we will draw through 3 people to get the card and clearing of their choice. So in order to be considered, you gotta ask. You gotta put your name in the comments. Exactly what we said. If it's a card or a clearing, say card or clearing. If it's a card, ask a very specific question. We want specific. I have never gotten too specific of a question on this live ever. We often get too general of questions. So just pick the question, then go even more focused. And finally, permission granted. So while you all are doing that, we're going to start by actually pulling a card and talking about the theme coming up for this week. And once we're done to having that discussion, then we will do everybody's 3 lucky people's card and clearings. And we will finally wrap up with a clearing for the whole group, for those who want to participate in it.
So there's still time if you want to put your name in the hat. It is
We've got a little bit
drawn randomly. Rose has a little randomizer that we use. And so please keep writing in, asking for card or clearing, permission granted, and then topic, please. And today we're going to be using our Wild Kuan Yin Oracle cards. And I love this. You know, a lot of people are familiar with Kuan Yin, beautiful energy. And this is her kind of wild young side, which I appreciate.
like in the wilds,
In the wilds.
like in the wilderness of China, basically, like Mongolia and like Eastern and Western and Northern China. Like that's what all of the illustrations are like, and they're just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous art.
If you happen to see me pick grass out of my hair, it's because I was on the lawnmower earlier. So,
and if you happen to admire Marita's haircut, it's because I am Marita's stylist. I do a very tight fade, if you must know, very tight fade. And it is a fade. It's not actually the same as it is at the bottom.
Yeah, look, you can see. You can tell by the light, you know, of the silvery moon.
Say that 10 times fast.
by the light of the silvery moon. Da, da, da,
You ready for this?
Da, 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 la, 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 la.
Is that a real song?
It is a real song. It is from a musical. If you're just joining us, my name is Marita, one who catches lightning with the path of Ish. This is Rose with Live by Design. We are pulling the card for the week and still taking names to randomly pick people to work with. So if you want to participate, write card or clearing, permission granted, and the topic of your choice. Okay, here we go.
So,
Card. Look at this. The slave dances into freedom.
There you go. Be safe.
I'm looking at this because, is this a ferrocarril? It is. So here you go. I'm very fascinated by this card. We got this card earlier this week for someone on a personal reading. So for me, you know, this, the energy of the coming week allows us to really start to redefine, renegotiate our reality and how we want to create that reality. It's really funny when, some people plan their whole lives to win the lottery, and some people never want to win the lottery. And the people who plan have plans, right? They're like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And other people are like, oh, don't ever give me that money. It's too much. And this is saying, look, a lot of you have been working really hard, a lot of internal work. If you're one of our students or clients, we know how hard you've been working. And this is really kind of a break, in the energy to allow you to say, hey, everything that you've been working for is allowing you the freedom to be you. And we always think that freedom and our task on this earth, who we are, is to be this thing, to do, which is a human doing, not a human being. And I truly feel that the energy for this week, as we continue to explore, I forgot to put the Mayan calendar thing up today. The 13 days of personal power in the Mayan calendar. We are now in day, I believe, 10. So 10 is manifestation.
Wow.
So today is the day of manifesting, really. What do you want in your life? How are you going to choose to use your power? And sometimes we feel powerless. And this is saying you need to actually look around in your life and see the small things and the big things of how you do have power. And power comes from just also attention. If you pay attention to certain things, you value things, you value that information, and that's power, right? So it's being able to live more on a micro level of your life that really kind of shifts the energy instead of a macro. And that macro level of like, okay, I'm going to do this in 5 years, and this is my plan, my 5-year plan and my 10-year plan. That's a macro level of living, right? I'm talking, can you live right now, today, in this moment? And can you then see the abundance that this moment provides for you? And, we all want to change things, but we try to use the same energy. So this is saying, hey, if you want to create, if you want to go into freedom, into the land that you do not know, means you're not going to know how to do that, right? If anyone's been in relationships, partnerships, or families that are very controlling, and then you get out of that, you kind of don't know how to live because your life was defined for you. So here's an opportunity for you to create from a new energy. So that means you need to get to know yourself and be okay with yourself. Do you like yourself? If you don't like yourself, why? Are there things that maybe you're not living in balance with your mind, your body, and your essence, right? And so today, this week, is that time to really be able to manifest and dance. It doesn't say walk into freedom. It doesn't say jump. It says dance. So the joy, to live in a moment of joy, to really see the radiance and the abundance. And that's through gratitude. And gratitude pulls you from a macro level of living your life to a micro level of living. William, no, we'll put you in the mix, William. Thank you. Good to see you back.
So I don't always read from the book, but I actually wanted to read a segment of the book to you, and just chat with you a little bit, because for me, this card, the slave dances into freedom, and I apologize if I repeat some of what you said, because I sometimes I'm processing like what's coming through while Marita is talking as well. So sometimes, I know you were talking about macro and micro, which is interesting because sometimes the macro is also not about the specifics of your life and exactly how it's like, it's more about how you're living it. So when I think about, trying to think of a good example. I love the metaphor. I just shared this in a client session the other day, and it was shared with me by some of the people that I've done trainings with. It's the metaphor of the hologram, where when you look at any single moment of your life, it will be like a representation of the whole. So it'll be like, where else does this pattern show up in other areas of my life? Sometimes by looking at the micro, we can actually see the macro, interestingly. And in a way, in my opinion, empowerment, a big piece of empowerment and freedom comes from making and noticing and making explicit that which we are doing, but we are not consciously aware that we are doing, because we get trapped in those patterns when we are unconsciously living them over and over, right? Which is why it's so powerful to pause sometimes and be like, this behavior that I'm doing, this cycle that I'm in, maybe it's, for example, the pattern of believing that love is only going to be love. The way love works is that you chase it and you never get it. You chase it and you never quite receive it back all the way. You never feel safe in your love life. You never feel settled in your relationship. You always feel like the person is going to leave you. They don't love you as much, right? That is a pattern, but it's a pattern that often doesn't only show up in our love lives. It shows up in the way we relate to money. It shows up in the way that we go after our dreams. It's a pattern of thought and experience that can manifest in any area of your life, from the micro to the macro, right? So why I wanted to explain this is this. When we talk about freedom and empowerment, so much of it, again, I want to say, so much of it has to do with noticing, becoming aware of, and seeing the matrix, right? It's like the perfect metaphor. When we don't see it, we are, maybe we are having ignorance that relieves us of some amount of suffering, but it actually does not help us be free, because we are not making conscious choices. We're not owning our choices. We're not making conscious decisions. And so this slave dances into freedom card, to me, it's also about that. It's about recognizing the cycles, the patterns, the behaviors, all the unconscious choices that we are living in. And through that, suddenly through that, aha moment of seeing it, we do become more free, because we have the awareness it takes to recognize it. Now, the piece I wanted to read you from the book is really it feels important to share, because it's very specifically, I think, applicable to what is going on in the world right now, particularly in the United States, but in the world at large. first of all, the energy of this card is about a war ending, a struggle ending, something that you thought you were going to have to like keep working at and working at and working at and working at, instead comes to like a resolution faster than you expect it to. And maybe something that you thought you were just going to have to struggle, some of that weight gets taken off of you. So in fact, it's almost like a divine hand comes in and is just like, nope, you're done. They handle it. And you're like, well, that's it. I'm done. Right? Thank God. It can be so exhausting to be stuck in a struggle for a long time. It says a war is over for you. It is not a matter of it becoming less difficult or you being able to handle it with more finesse. It's simply finished. It might seem to have been dragging on for so long that you came to believe it was just the way life would always be. Or perhaps this ending is abrupt, as though something that could have developed into a truly difficult and long-term struggle has been unexpectedly brought to a swift end. No matter what the circumstances may be, or whether you think something should be ending now, the higher truth is that you have been granted honorable discharge for karmic duty completed. Soon you will be experiencing life in a completely different way, free from a legacy of darkness that once held you down, trapped in conflict that perhaps even became bitter, disheartening, and draining. That darkness might have held you enthralled in an internal pattern of repetitive suffering and struggle, or it might have been your seduction, domination, or enslavement to the power of another person or any set of external circumstances. This taste of freedom bestowed shall not only be sweet, it shall be utter and complete. It does not foretell a temporary shift in energy or a limited respite. It foretells a deeper and more far-reaching change, nothing but a complete and clean ending and a fresh new start in an entirely upgraded field of consciousness where enslavement is replaced with freedom. Okay, so, sometimes we have a story, and this is a story I've heard many times, and I have had it myself unconsciously and sometimes consciously, that we're just going to have to we have to earn everything that we do. We have to earn our freedom. We have to earn our way. And the way we think we have to earn it, we often take on very specific stories of what that actually looks like. Very specific stories. They're not stories from a higher power or stories of universal law. They're just stories that got put there. And this card is coming in to tell you, you don't have to struggle in whatever way you've struggled anymore. This is going to be like a quantum shift in your world and in our world, hopefully. How are we doing on the list right now? So for those of you who have joined, welcome again. This is Ice Cream Sundays with Nougats of Truth. My name is Rose with Live by Design. This is my partner Marita with the Path of Ish. We have been collecting names to do a drawing for 3 people to get a single card reading on a question of your choice or an ice cream chakra clearing, which are just available here from us, Magical Beats.
Okay, you're ready.
And after we do these, we will do a clearing for the group, and then that'll be it. So we started off with that card to give you a sense of the week ahead and the themes. And now we're going to move on to the 3 people who won the drawing. I think
we're just concurring with our little random organizer. Okay.
I'm like not married to that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I just I follow my own.
Well, the randomizer has picked 3 names. We're going to start with Roxanne. Are you still here for
Yay.
your clearing?
Roxanne.
You don't have to.
Oh,
No,
I'm sure she's heard that.
I'm
a million
sure.
times.
I know. I'm sorry. I haven't.
This one can't stop from singing, which is a beautiful thing. But there's times when I'm like, do you want to be serenaded by that song? Or does it bother
Roxanne, are you still with us? Let us know in the comments and we'll do your clearing. We also picked, well, we didn't pick, random.org pick. Helen, are you still with us? Roxanne, okay, let's do your clearing. And then checking in to see if Helen is still with us.
I got such a funny flavor, but I'm excited about it.
Okay,
Strawberry marshmallow.
awesome.
Whole Foods used to make periodically like homemade, not homemade, but Whole Foods made like in their bakery, strawberry marshmallows. They were cut in like squares. Oh my God, they were heavenly. They were so good. So I got the flavor strawberry marshmallow ice cream for you. What is this? This is just dreamy and fluffy and delicious. This is like, this energy that's coming through is just like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's besides the fact that it's starting to rain.
Okay, what do you want me to do?
Are there windows open in the bedroom?
I don't think so.
Otherwise,
I don't
we
know.
just need to close that one. Yeah, just close it. Oh yeah, there shouldn't be anything open in the bedroom. Sorry. Rain on a sunny day happening right now. So this is just like delicious, fluffy, pink, fabulous goodness. It's like, that was hilarious, baby. It's not exactly like the, treat yourself kind of energy, but it's definitely signaling to me that you need to like and not that you need, but that it wants to support you in having some just straight up enjoyment, kind of like innocent, playful fun. And by innocent, I don't mean it has to be PG. Can you grab some scissors from the drawer? Actually, this candle is burning high. But what I do mean by innocent is it is just for enjoyment. It's just for pure enjoyment. Do you want me to scoot over or something?
I'm just making sure our cat's still alive.
Oh, good. Okay. So you can cut the wick down. It's just for joy. It's just for like pleasure and being happy. And you just don't have to take it so seriously. There's something about this coming up that's specifically, I have a friend or an acquaintance that on Facebook has a whole group that's about like healing from diet culture and how damaging it can be to us, to our bodies, to our health, to the way we love ourselves, to the way we enjoy our lives, eating, nourishing ourselves, exercising, everything, right? And there's an element of this here. There's an element of this like healing yourself and healing your nurturing and healing your heart. This is like a heart and a second chakra, which is right below your belly button, so that you can just actually have a little bit more easy like love and enjoyment in life, as opposed to being so like knotted up over really simple, beautiful, joyful things that are meant to be enjoyed, right? So that's what's coming through, is just that strawberry marshmallow flavor, light, beautiful, delicious, fruity, generous, lovely, nurturing flavor. What about you?
I got something crazy. I got like salchicha, like kielbasa, like sausage.
And I don't know what that means. Can I have my phone back?
Roxanne, for me, what this is coming in is that it's actually not, it's for your first chakra, the balancing of your first chakra, and it's connected to your family, to your ancestors. and connected to a way of thinking, of living, and connecting to spirit that does not fit you, that is still there.
Like sausage and ice cream.
Like sausage and ice cream does not fit. Like, what is sausage doing in this clearing? I really feel it's ancestral familial energy kind of being like stuck there. Like there's still parts of your life that you are building and judging yourself by that is connected to your family, which is not allowing you to live your life the way that you want to and connect to Mother Earth and live in harmony and live in the rhythm that you want to live in. And so that's what it's coming in. So this is a reminder that just because, family is family, it doesn't mean that you have to put them on pedestals. It doesn't mean that you have to honor them in certain ways if they are not honoring you in your path. So this is about boundary setting with your family. Okay.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Helen, are you still here? And William Rogers. William, go buy a lotto ticket. Go buy me a lotto ticket, William, because how is it that you randomly get selected twice? That's ridiculous. I had to go with it. I can't not go with it. So Helen, just making sure that you're still here. Also, if you like what we're doing here and would like to be able to join us in a small reading circle, we have Ice Cream Social this weekend. We only do it 3 Thursdays. This week, sorry. We do it 3 Thursdays. We already did one. We have, it's for 5 people. We have 2 spots already taken. So we have 3 spots for Thursday. We meet for about 90 minutes or so on Zoom. So we build community and circle, and it's a really great way to get really much more in-depth clearings and readings and build a community. So if you're interested in that, the drop in price is
it's like $30.
It's $30, right? Totally worth it. Hashtag Ice Cream Social, and we'll send you the link to sign up because they fill up. So we would love to see you. And then we get to see you because we'll see your face on Zoom. So Helen is here.
And I just want to say one more thing about that. It is powerful shit, okay? I'm not saying that because we're amazing and we're so powerful, even though we are amazing and we do some powerful work. And I feel a little woo saying that, but it's true. And there are people that come to us in the other work that we do or in groups or in sessions that talk about how much, I don't know, how much these groups have actually changed their lives this year. We've had people leave abusive relationships.
Yeah.
We've had people, step up and do things in their life that this group and community that we've had has been an essential part of. Yeah. People who are pursuing their career dreams, people who are actually trying to do something for the love and joy of living as opposed to just surviving this goddamn crazy year. Like people, every single person, and every time somebody says, it's like getting 5 clearings and readings because they learn and take away so much from every single person's reading and clearing.
You build community, so you don't feel isolated. I've spoken to so many, can you draw the card wall? Had so many conversations with people who are craving community of like, hey, now that I'm doing this spiritual thing, I'm losing a lot of friends. Like it's just, things aren't vibing and jiving as much. And so this allows us,
that's crazy, right?
This allows us that opportunity. So hashtag Ice Cream Social, we'd love to see you.
Yeah, we'd love to have new people in the mix. It's awesome.
So Helen, you have your card. And William, you're next for the clearing, and then we'll do a collective clearing for the group. And if you didn't get picked today, come back next week or join us up for Ice Cream Social. She tames by laying down the staff and rope. So this is
another card from the same reading that we did earlier this week, which is crazy because I shuffled those cards like 20 times and I'm picking them from random spots in the deck. So there are themes in the world this week, folks. There are themes.
So Helen is asking if she's going to move house. What are you picking up? Very direct question. And
Love it. I love that question. She tames by laying down the stuff in her room.
Ooh, it's about to storm.
Oh, look at that color. It's beautiful.
It rained all day yesterday. Hi, Jeannie.
I'm getting a sense of I'm getting a sense that you might need to actually pause. I don't know. This card for me is, it's not about like going out and taking aggressive action. What I see happening, the message that I'm getting around moving for you from this card is that you will, but there needs to be a pause and kind of a reordering of your energy first, a reordering of your priorities, kind of like a reconnection with self, like almost like a little, you know, go within and take a break and reconnect to like, why and how are you doing? How are you doing? Are you okay? How are you feeling? Doing like an inventory for yourself and really checking in with yourself. There's something about this that I feel like I'm not one of those people who's 100% sold on just like we manifest by just imagining what we want and we feel it in ourselves and then it just happens and it comes to us. I think I'm still working on that, but for some reason, that is part of the energy that's coming through is like reconnect and align with really, why are you doing this? What are you desiring? Feeling that inside yourself, reconnecting to self. And then it will actually be happening like more easily and the right situation is going to come up more easily as opposed to moving and it being like not quite the right fit and there being a lot more like tension and stress around it. Sometimes just taking that break is what you need. And a lot of things can shift in a pretty short period of time when you actually take the breaks that you need and actually check in with yourself. What are you getting?
I'm getting a vibe we should let our cats in. I'm also getting a very kind of like a la Marie, who is that person? Kondo vibe in the sense of, yeah, you can move and you can move right now, but what you're moving away from will follow you. And so this is really a time to, you know, lay down the staff and the rope, like lay down things and reorganize, regroup, rethink, reimagine, re-examine, you know, and come at this from a very different energy of just, will I move? Will I move to a different state, to a different house, whether it's a job opportunity, not a job opportunity, place of my dreams. There's something that has to be cleared and a chapter ended before you can move on. And so will you at one point, but you're not ready right now. And Rose went a lot into detail about that. So there you go.
Awesome.
Okay.
Let us know how that landed. We would love to know. Curious.
Yeah.
What's coming up for you?
William, are you still with us? My friend William.
I am.
Will I am. Are you still with us? Write it in the comments. If you would like to follow us, make sure you like our pages, The Path of IX, which is The Path of Ish. Rose has a page, Live by BI Design. Check out what she's doing. She also has an amazing group called The Adventurers Club.
That's actually where you're going to see the most action from me. So I would highly recommend checking it out. It's mostly just inspirational content. You know, it's a guide. It's really like tips on how to live your most courageous and adventurous life. I'm really on a mission to democratize courage. I want it to be available for people so they don't just think, that's just something that like superheroes have, or AOC or like first responders, but that's not me.
Yeah. And also just how to take actual steps. So it's not just this big idea up in the clouds.
Yes, abstract
idea. Okay, William Rogers is here. Let's do your clearing. William, buy me a lotto ticket.
That was a surprise ending. Clearing.
Buy me a lotto ticket, William. Lucky dude. Okay.
I'm getting smoked salt and vanilla.
He's a
And
chef, you would appreciate that.
This ice cream flavor is all about cleansing. It's all about cleansing, you know, the cleansing power of smoke, the cleansing power of salt, the purifying power, you know, and it's, yeah, I mean, that's really what it simply is. It's kind of like a whole system clearing. And the vanilla is there to make it sweet, to make it gentle, to make it clearing and cleansing, but not just like, you know, you're being dunked in a bath of like, you know, 120-degree water and scrubbed down. And you know what I mean? Like you're not getting like the salt scrub of your life where your skin is like, afterwards, right? Have you ever had those scrubs before? Man, it's intense. So this is like all the cleansing and clearing, but like with some gentleness, you know, with some sweetness, with some care, with some of that like divine mother Kuan Yin energy, which is the deck that we're using, right? It is real, it is clearing, but it is not so like intense, like raw energy. It's more like a little bit more gentle. Not totally
the whole system.
Whole system. This is like a system-wide clearing. And it might take a little bit. It's not meant to be, again, very harsh and fast. It's meant to be gentle and take a little bit of time. What are you getting?
Naranja dulce. So candied orange. So
candied orange peel.
Yeah.
Oh, delicious.
Candied orange peel. This is for your third eye. And this is just to remind you, the main message here is things come full circle. And to make sure that you are spending a couple minutes every day, if you can find the sun where you live, and just sit with the sun and just be reminded of its presence in your life, of you, of it, your relationship with it, of how we are these small little specks of dust spinning through space, that we have this powerful ability to connect, to dream, to create, to be guided, to be, and to inspire others. So this is kind of checking in, you know, as you're getting a system reset, like where are you going to draw your energy from? I think the sun would be a great conversation to have with and negotiate a relationship. And not just sun of like, rah, you know, I rule. The sun also shines when there's clouds. The steadiness of the sun, the character of the sun, you know, how it is constant, its age, what it's seen, you know. I just finished a cacao class, and you know, the cacao came from here, from Hawaii, from Mauna Kea, which is the largest mountain in the world, and old. I mean, she's old. And so, you know, connecting to being with a being who is billions of years old, who has seen things come and go, yet still shows up full circle.
Hmm.
There you go. That's what I got.
Let us know how that feels for you, William, disconnecting right now.
So we have come to the end of our time together, our hour of ice cream sundaes and nuggets of truth. So we're going to do a final clearing for the group. So if you'd like to participate, all that you have to do is write permission in the comments. If you want to go further and write what you're letting go of or what you're calling in, you can do so. If you don't write anything in the comments, you will not receive this transmission. That's just how it goes. Yes means yes, and no means no.
We're very close right now to the final quarter of the moon, which means we're halfway in between the full moon and the new moon, which is a time of transformation. You know, it's the in-between moons are a time of big transformation and change. So this is a perfect time to really be releasing and preparing for the new moon, which is in a week. We also will be hosting a new moon ceremony. We do that every new and full moon of every month. So again, hashtag ice cream social if you would like to join us in our super intimate, fabulous, God, I mean, we haven't had a single person, like, people rave about it. I don't know how else to say it. And if you want to be a part of our moon ceremony, you can hashtag moon, hashtag ice cream social, or hashtag moon, and check out Marita's Patreon for all of those offerings at actually a cheaper price than drop-in, and even cheaper if you do a combo. It's like really affordable. This is one of the things that we do to really make our support available, more affordable and available than sometimes the one-on-one work that we offer in the world. So with that being said, keep putting your stuff in the comments. Permission granted, what you're calling in, what you're letting go, anything. And without putting that, you will not receive this clearing. We really, really emphasize consent in doing this work. And this is one of the ways that we re-emphasize the idea of consent, which is like, this is not for you if you don't let us know that it's for you. Active consent matters. Asking for what you want and asking good questions matters. These are all tools of empowerment that run throughout our work as undercurrents, right? So, are you ready? Okay. I feel like this isn't even a real flavor, but I just immediately got the idea, the phrase moon juice in my mind, which must be similar to like astronaut ice cream, right?
I got like pink unicorn.
Oh my God. So the reason I love this is because the energy of my ice cream, the moon juice, astronaut ice cream, whatever it is, this is actually for your third eye and crown, but primarily your third eye. And it's really about, sometimes we need to explore and just dive into the fantastic, the imaginary, the unexplainable, the ridiculous. You know, we need to be able to get our heads out of such a like rigid, intellectual, clear-cut, reality-focused way, because sometimes we think we're going to find answers there by following that, but we actually have to move our minds into a space of fantasy and creativity and no limits and no rules to find, first of all, joy and the solutions that we're seeking. Part of our world needs to be that world. It doesn't all have to be a world that makes sense. And one of the practices that I have that I love using for this is this idea, because I've done a lot of theater, actors say yes. And what I mean by that is like, if given an opportunity, which is why Marita constantly is telling everybody how lucky they are to be entertained by me constantly. It's because I say yes to ridiculous things. And I say yes to the crazy, uncensored jokes and train of thought and ideas that come up in my head. And we come up with, you know, I flow there, I go there.
It's fun.
But amazing things come from that too, as if the joy and the exploration wasn't amazing enough, which by itself it is worthwhile. Also, the ideas that come from that place might surprise you with how powerful and needed and real they are in your real life. Tell me about yours. Unicorn, ice cream, rainbow, shenanigan pussy.
Yeah. It was really, kind of in line with what you're saying, that place of imagination, and really going to that place where my good friend Bianca, see Bianca, I do quote you, where wisdom and wonder meet.
Oh, you love that quote.
I love it, where wisdom and wonder meet. I wanted to make it mine, but I always quote the person who said it.
Consent.
Because I'm like that. So can we be in that magical place? And so for me, it's also, someone asked me earlier today, how do I change my mindset? And I said, well, first of all, you have to understand how your mind works. Like you really need to step back and be like, oh, what does my mind do when I do this, or when I do that, or when I do that? And understand how it works, right? Literally, if you had to draw the instructions, right, how your mind works, would you be able to give it to someone else and then they know how to put your mind back together and how it works? Because then you can start to work with it. So many people don't know their minds, right? And they're like, oh, my mind runs away. My mind does this. I can't. Okay, well, that is a habit that it has, right? So you write it down. Then maybe you give it speed limits, right? If your mind is going so far ahead of your body and your essence, you give it speed limits, right? Children's zone, play zone, no speeding, 35 miles per hour. You have to enjoy this, right? You have to play right now. Maybe there's another zone for something else. And when it goes over the speed limit, you give it a ticket and be like, hey, mind, you're not.
I'll see you in court.
I'll see you in court. Yeah, my body. And then be like, what's up? So sometimes knowing your mind, retraining it through games, something that I call CCP, curiosity, courage, and play, because it takes 400 repetitions to create a new neural pathway. And with play, it's about 20. I mean, I'd rather play, not do something 400 times. So can you be playful in how you retrain and reframe your reality? That's all I got for you today. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Again, if you're interested in joining us this Thursday for a small clearing and reading group circle.
Friday, if you're in Australia or New Zealand, because it'll be the next day for you folks already.
Hashtag Ice Cream Social. We have 3 spots open. If you're interested in our new moon ceremony, which would be Saturday, Sunday for Australians, hashtag moon.
Oh, you made me yawn.
And we will send you that information.
My name is Rose with Live by Design. This is my amazing partner, Marita, with the Path of Ish. It's been such a pleasure. Until we see you next week, same bat time, same bat channel.
Remember to live your life
to the sweetest.
Aloha.